Hey, welcome back to You Love Comic Books. This is a series where I showcase my comic book hauls, comic book collections, comic book spec. This is the ninth episode. I'm recording this on November 7th of 2021. So this is going to be books that I bought in the past couple of weeks. And let's just go into it. And just in case you're wondering, my name is Rob. Again, this is the ninth episode. If you like what you see in this episode, um, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment if you want. If you have any questions, I will get back to you as quick as possible. And yeah, let's do this. So just to start real quick, this was just, it was Halloween last week, so stores get these kind of like almost like another free comic book day, and they usually get a couple of issues. So here we go. So Hawkeye #1, this is a reprint. Again, just cool to have. The store I go to, he let me just grab them all. And these don't really, I noticed in the market, these don't really hold any value. Like the free comic book day stuff holds some value sometimes. I'm sure there's some of the Halloween ones that have some. But either way, it's just cool to have. So, Hawkeye 1, Star Wars High Republic 1. This is the again, comic extravaganza, Halloween. And, this book goes for a little bit, the original, so it's good to have if you just want to read it. Miles Morales, Spider-Man #1. I'm assuming this is volume 3 of the series. I don't know, there's several Miles Morales #1s out there. And then last was this one, which I think is actually an original comic, almost like a prelude to the series, Road to Daredevil's Reign. I haven't read this one, but, again, cool to have. All right, let's just go real quick into books that my pull list. So, Darth Vader, War of the Bounty Hunters. I think this is the last issue of that series. I read Darth Vader. Darth Vader has definitely been the better series in the Marvel universe, or Marvel Comics Star Wars. I would say every month it doesn't really disappoint. Volume 2, if you read it, I think it's with Greg Pak. That's an amazing run. This one's been a fun one. This is taking place in between Empire and Return. I will say the interesting thing about this, I don't want to spend too much time on these issues, but the way they rate Darth Vader, he seems more like Anakin. Like, it's funny, when I was a little kid and I saw the original Star Wars movies, I was 5 when I saw Return of the Jedi. And they took off Vader's mask. He was just an old man. And the prequels, it doesn't really make any sense because Anakin, if you go by the timeline and everything, Anakin would just be like in his early 40s. Or Darth Vader would be his early 40s when he died in Return of the Jedi. And, I don't know, it's 2000. It doesn't even matter. But it is Darth Vader acts more like someone who's 40 and not 70. And the way our Darth Vader was perceived in the end of Return of the Jedi, he was like a very old man, just like the way Obi-Wan was an old man in A New Hope. So, just something I've picked up on. IG-88. This was like okay. I would say this was the weakest of the one-shots of the War of the Bounty Hunter. Still not bad. I mean, if you like this character, definitely worth getting. If you're a completist, obviously it's worth getting. But out of the 4 one-shots for this War of the Bounty series, I would say this one kind of more on the bottom. It's still not bad, though. This series is okay. I bought the first couple issues of the series, and I stopped, and I came back for War of the Bounty Hunters. I think I'm done now. Now that this War of the Bounty Hunters is over, I'm kind of... It's fine. This character is okay. There's a good ending. There's a good, good starting point for the series, but I think it's also a good way for me to exit. Star Wars 18. This one's okay. This is a good end to the series with Kira. Again, the last issue of War of the Bounty Hunters, I think it was number 5, came out earlier in the month, or in October. So this is technically like the end, I guess. It was alright. It'd be nice to have this series go back to kind of just being its own thing and not have to constantly cross over. There was one issue, it was really funny. I don't know if it was 16 or 15 of the series. And War of the Bounty is number 3, where literally almost the panels were the same stuff happened in each comic. Like, exactly the same. And they came out the same week, and it was just really weird. Crossover. This series is pretty good. If you're a big Powers fan, the comic Powers, the Michael Bendis, they're in this issue. I don't know. I'm going to give it another issue or two and see if I want to stick with it. It's still interesting. I haven't read this one yet. Batman Fear State. I haven't read this one yet either. Magic Order Magic Order 2, issue 1. I liked the first volume. I thought it was good. Basically anything from Miller that gets done is considered like a Netflix pilot or a script. So, and I think Magic Order is going to be a potential series. I don't know if you guys are Jupiter's Legacy. Clearly not enough people did because Netflix canceled it. Pretty brutal. There is a Super Crooks. I think that's a series. That's another Miller series. That's going to be an anime that's coming out. So, we'll see. I don't know. This is a good one. I think this could translate to a good show. Alright, here's some back issues. Found these at Half Price Books. They were just $2 each. Really good condition. I always check books, or you'll see later on. I always check books, but I try to. I try my best, and sometimes I don't. It depends on the store. Half Price Books is a gamble. Of course, all their books are usually half off, like back issues and stuff. It'll be like whatever the price tag is. And it's a mixed bag. The books can be brutal. They could have like 1,000 spine ticks, or the back is awful. There's always something wrong. These are in really good condition. I wanted to get this one just because of the cover, the low key. This one, it's cool to have. And again, if you feel like getting this, if you find it really cheap, it goes for like $15 on eBay. This one, I don't know. It's a Thor #1. You know, I was in the store. We were like out of like 40 minutes. You ever like just like a half hour, 40 minutes away? And you go into a store and you're just like, you know what? I drove away out here. We went somewhere else also, but we went here as well. And like, you're like, I gotta just buy something because you feel like you wasted the trip. Oh, that's my cat. So you're gonna hear that in the background. All right, here we go. This one was $2. This is the first appearance of the Phalanx. This one's been picking up. Definitely worth getting if you find it for $2. It's going for a lot more. So, Spider-Man 2, #1. This is in really good condition. I didn't change the bag. I should have. The bag is actually the thing that makes it look bad, but it's in solid condition. And this one goes for a decent amount. So to get it for $2, really happy. All right. This is a fun one I've been wanting to get. I got it for $5. It's Star Wars #1. It's the variant cover with Jackson. Jackson was this weird green rabbit that's in the early issues of Star Wars Volume 1. So basically, after the first 6 issues of Volume 1 were basically just an adaptation of A New Hope. And then from like 7 to 10, they didn't know what to do or something, and they didn't get any notes from Lucas. And they had, the movie just came out, so it became like a weird Han Solo Chewbacca series that had like nothing to do with Star Wars. And they introduced all these weird aliens, and this guy was one of them. This guy is awesome because he predates Bucky O'Hare. I have a feeling that this is not good. We're going to see more of this character. They just released a Marvel Legends figure of him. This one's really funny because this is when Star Wars #1 came out, when Marvel got it back in 2014. And the joke being that Jackson is not welcome to the party. Kind of sad, right, guys? But I have a feeling we might see Jackson pop up in a Star Wars series, like Book of Boba Fett. Even if he's in the background of any kind, you will see everybody going crazy for any Jackson appearances in comics, which is like Star Wars 8 and 9 are like his first appearance. I've been trying to find this one for a while. This one's kind of died down a bit. It was going for like crazy money when Kang was introduced in the Loki series. I got this one for $10. It's probably more than I wanted to get, but I was looking for this for a very long time. I wanted to get it. I'm happy to have it. Being that I got these two for $2 each, I don't feel as bad. This was from the same store, so you got to look at it in the big picture when you buy things and you see stuff like that. And again, if you're always looking for something, you're always trying to find it, like it doesn't, sometimes you just gotta do it. If you're a collector and it's something you want and it's something you want to add to your collection or it's something you plan on flipping. I don't know. All right, this is a different store. This is what I'm talking about, where you need to look at what you buy. So this is What If Avengers Black Knight, with featuring Doctor Doom. This book is super messed up. There is a lot of that. You can't tell from the picture, but basically, I have a feeling this is one of those books that got. You ever have a long box and a book gets sucked into it, and you pull it out and realize it got bent in half? I have a feeling this book got sucked into it. I bet if I got it pressed, it wouldn't be that bad. It has a permanent break over here, so that's not gonna fix it. I mean, I'm happy to have it. I got it I got a deal on all these, so I didn't ignore the prices. Now, I've seen this book go for $50 at some stores, and then I've seen it go for $3 on eBay. So it's kind of a weird mixed bag. I don't know. I don't know if I regret buying it or not. I mean, I'm glad I haven't. Like I said, it is not in the greatest shape. Whatever. All right, grab these. These were $3 each, or again, ignore the prices. They were actually cheaper. These are in decent conditions. Again, they got numbers on them. This guy said it was 4.5. It's in better condition than that. I mean, again, it's fine for what they are. This is the first appearance of a certain Celestial. A lot of spec, with the Eternals movie. I don't think it's going to matter too much, but I have been looking for these books for a while. So, again, I'm glad to have them. Avengers 326. This one's kind of you ever just find out a first appearance of a character? I don't know if anyone remembers a character named Rage. He was a African-American teen character who turns into a big dude named Rage. It's the worst kind of 90s character that is possible. His name is Rage. It's ridiculous. I'm curious. Who knows? Will he show up in a Marvel series, in a movie? It's doubtful, but I've seen this one go for way more than what I paid for it. It's in pretty good condition. Again, happy to have it. Daredevil and the Black Widow 107. Got this one for $7. It's in pretty good condition considering when it was made. So this is part of the Thanos Saga. I was always trying to find early Thanos appearances. Iron Man 55 being the first one. I don't know if I'm able to afford to ever get that one. That's going to be a tough one. Maybe if I fall into some money or I don't look into finding a really good copy at a really cheap price. I don't know. But I've been trying to find the early Thanos appearances. And this is part of, if you can do a search on Thanos appearances. They call it the Thanos Saga. Starts at Iron Man 55. I think it goes into Avengers 125, and then it shows up into Captain Marvel 25 to 33. But then it also crosses over into Daredevil. This is pre-Frank Miller Daredevil. This is probably where Marvel didn't really know what to do with this character at the point. They had him Black Widow as a co-lead on the book. And this is a crossover. Thanos appears in this book. So if you're looking to complete a early Thanos run, you need Daredevil 107. So cool to have. All right, this one I just discovered something about it, though, that kind of disappointed me. I'm happy that I got it. This is the first appearance of Eros, or Star Fox. Now, he does make a small cameo in Iron Man 55. He's Thanos' brother. It's a character named Star Fox. I remember him as a kid in the 80s. He was always in the Avengers books. Basically, his character is to attract people. They basically do whatever he wants. And it can go in some weird, problematic territories. He's probably a tough character to write today. But he just showed up in spoiler for Eternals. So if you don't want to hear this, fast forward a minute. In the end credit scene, Harry Styles shows up. If you know who that is, he's the guy from One Direction. And he is playing Star Fox. And he announces himself as Thanos' brother. So I was at the store where I got some of the other books. And he gave me a deal in the end. So even though it says $40, I paid less. I'm a little bummed by it, though. It is really, really good condition, and this book goes for a lot more now than 40. But it got restapled. I just realized that. It got restapled. Let me see if I can close in on it. You see the holes there, and then here you see the staple. And I was looking, and I realized, no, staples are not as high. Now, whoever did the restapling job did an amazing job of restapling it. You would not know it was restapled if you didn't look for it. I don't know how much this will affect the value of this book. I did want this collection. I'm trying to get a run of Captain Marvel 25 to 33. And I mean, I'm happy to have it in the condition and the price that I got it for. It goes for way more. It's kind of like one of those things where you see in the store, you weren't planning on getting it, you just grab it. I don't know. I'll look into it. Again, I'm not buying this to sell it anytime. Like, I'm going to hold on to it. This is like something I wanted in my collection. So, I mean, I'm a little bummed that the staple is like that, but it could have been worse. Could have been water damaged. There's a lot of things. But I'm happy I got it at the price I did. Again, ignore that. I got it for less. And it presents really good. I mean, for a book from like 73, I think, with 20 cents, and then like how solid it is, and like it doesn't really have any like spine ticks. It has like a little bit of chipping on the back, like one little chip on the back. The color looks great, so really happy to have this. And then he also had this one. This one's in really solid condition too. This is 28, and just figured I had to grab it. And again, ignore the price. Just happy to have it. So I need 25, 26, and 29, and 30 to complete that. And I guess 34 if you want to count that. Supposedly that's the issue when Captain Marvel gets cancer. So kind of depressing when you think about it. All right, here we go. She-Hulk number 6. I guess I make it up, though. I did get this one. It was only $5, and it's in amazing condition. This book's going for like $30, $40. I don't know how long it will go up. I'm debating if I want to sell it or not. I already own a copy from a while back. Maybe I'll look at that one, see which one's better. This is a controversial issue of She-Hulk with Star Fox in it, where he's I don't know if I want to talk about it in this. I read the book back when it came out in 2006, so I don't 100% remember everything that happened in it. But it is a controversial issue, and it has gone up a lot since Star Fox showed up in Eternals, so I don't know. All right, last one. Got this one for, what did I get this one for? 20. Okay. So this one's in okay condition. It's not in the greatest. I already owned this one, and the one I have is actually in worse condition than this. This one, surprisingly, is in better condition, believe it or not. I mean, it's got like a crease here. It's got some bends here, but it's okay. I mean, definitely worth what I paid. This is definitely a spec book on my part. So basically, this is the first issue of Uncanny X-Men. This is the first issue of Uncanny X-Men. The comic was called X-Men from 1 to 113. And they changed the name of the series to Uncanny X-Men at 114. So that makes it a key in the series. I think some other things happen in the comic that gives it another reason to own it. And so the theory going around is that they are going to call the movie, when X-Men comes to the MCU, that the movie will be called The Uncanny X-Men. Now, I'm not saying run out and buy that. There is no truth to it. It is a theory. It would definitely be a fun thing for them to do. It would be awesome if they did that because, we already had X-Men movies and they never used the uncanny or astonishing or amazing. They never used any of those. And, it wasn't until, remember Spider-Man and then, series with, was it the Raimi series, 2002 to 2007. People thought they were going to call Spider-Man 2 Amazing Spider-Man, and they never did that. Instead, they called it Spider-Man 2. So, who knows? The theory is it might be called Uncanny X-Men. If that's the case, this book's going to blow up. So if you can find a copy of this, and again, if you are collecting this run, this is a solid run. I would love, I'm trying to finish issue 100 and up. I'm missing a couple to get that. And yeah, that's it. That's it for the week. So again, just happy to get this one. Really happy to get these. Again, a little bummed out the staple, but really happy though about the book and how, I mean, it still is a great looking book. So I don't know. I guess if I ever decide to sell it down the line, I'll just have to be up front, or if I get it graded, unfortunately it might get I think they call it a red label, so I don't know. Maybe I probably would never grade it. I would just have to be up front with the buyer and tell them, hey, this has I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really worried about that. So, okay, so that's it for this episode. So, right now you're going to see previous episodes pop up. You can click on those, and then it's going to be a little subscribe thing. Let me see my finger. There might be a little subscribe thing there. So look for those episodes. And again, if you like what you heard, or like what you've seen and heard, and give the episode a like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any questions. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.